Hello and welcome back to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Now let's continue with more information. Imagine not having to buy batteries ever again. Just think about the amount of battery-powered gadgets we use every single day in our lives and the problem it is when we have to throw them all away. Simply take a brief moment to think about how much our planet is damaged with this process only and the number of people who would use and dispose batteries every single day at a worldwide level. Under such premise and to address this problematic, Mexican scientist Arturo Solis Herrera was motivated to start a very important research regarding the small and little lasting power sources which pollute the planet in very large amounts. Batgen is the name of this everlasting battery. It consists of a biochemical process triggered by mixing water and melanin, which results in a substance capable of separating oxygen from hydrogen, which is the components of a water molecule, therefore liberating energy. The process continues as the same molecule brings together both elements and turns them into water again. As a result, one more energy load is triggered. According to Solis's research, once this process is reached, it can continue on for 100 years. In addition, there are several ways of artificially producing melanin found in human nails, hair and retina. Two of them, which he already patented, are based on vegetables and oil. For now only, Batgen is being commercialized with clean energy companies, but the future is very promising and soon this amazing technology could be part of each home, not only in Mexico, but in the entire world. In more news, a process can reveal features such as fingerprints, scars, and tattoos. It can then be used to identify victims and solve crimes. Disposing of a dead body in the desert may seem like a good way to get away with the perfect crime. After all, the lack of humidity and the intense heat make it nearly impossible to recognize bodies. However, Dr. Hernandez's technique may change things just a little bit. Hernandez is a dentist by profession, but he also teaches forensic courses at the Autonomous University of Ciudad Juárez and spends part of his time identifying human remains at the Juárez Forensic Science Lab in Chihuahua, Mexico, a region very well known for its violence and high murder rate. Back in the year 2008, he started to immerse bodies into a tank that he refers to as the Jacuzzi. This holds approximately 60 gallons of a secret chemical formula. It's a forensic leap that may change criminal science as we know it today. It basically consists of hydrating mummified remains so that they may become something much more closer to a freshly deceased sack of flesh and bones. Upon witnessing this full body hydration, Dr. Elizabeth Gardner, a forensic researcher at the University of Alabama, told Vice magazine that it was quite amazing. It all looked like a relatively fresh body. This technique has so far revealed physical features such as moles, scars, tattoos, and wounds, as well as fingerprints that may have been used to identify missing people. Hernandez has performed hundreds of body part rehydrations and around a dozen full body soaks. When a body is taken out of the bath, it feels plump with its limbs and joints being pliable. This technique is particularly useful in dusty regions where bodies decompose and mummify very quick in the fierce heat of the city and desert environment. It's hoped that Dr. Hernandez that his work will give the grieving families a chance to provide their deceased loved ones with a proper grave, should they be among those dumped in sprawling mass graves unfortunately found in the entire north of Mexico. In other news, after Chinese tech firm DJI, 3D Robotics is the most profitable company in the world as far as civilian use drones go. In 2014, it sold about $20 million. Behind the desk of this transnational corporation is the brain of 28-year-old Mexican Jordi Munoz. The success story of this young man, like many other immigrants in America, is complicated at first. Escaping from a difficult family situation and with 2 rejections of the National Polytechnic Institute on his back, Munoz, who was 21 at the time, crossed the border into the United States in hopes of finding a better life. Back in those days, when he could not study or work as he was waiting for his green card, his computer was his only window to the outside world. He would eventually find his ticket to success on this platform online. The first step he took was to acquire a microcontroller adapted to his budget. Following his curiosity and using a remote control helicopter, he began to experiment and get interested in drones. However, his knowledge on the subject was not enough, and it started surfing for the answers on the web, that he found the answers to all of his questions. The DIY Drones Forum became his school. Following the advice of others, he developed and built his very own drone, a success that he shared on the forum. His talent caught the attention of many around the world, including Chris Anderson, who at that time was the editor-in-chief of Wired. Munoz accepted an offer of employment from a Swiss firm, but after 1 year of learning, he decided to start a new project with Anderson. Thus, 3D Robotics was born. Currently, the company has 150 employees with offices in Berkeley, San Diego, and Tijuana. Munoz is developing an exclusive department for research and technological development, which will be called 3DRX. The company is also part of the new open source philosophy that has allowed it to add the contributions of hundreds of young people around the world to the platform. In more information, fashion designer Adriana Pavón has created a line of accessories inspired by Frida Kahlo, through which she seeks to support the indigenous people of Mexico while rescuing its important tradition of textile culture. Mexico is a country very much rich in cultural and traditions, but the globalization and the emergence of large companies has eroded some of the many traditions that exist, reducing them to a certain geographical areas of the nation. Fashion designer Adriana Pavón realized this and decided to create a product to support Mexico's indigenous and therefore raise awareness, mainly in Mexico and the United States, of their textile culture. All of this led to the foundation of the Mexico Cultural and Pride Initiative, which is dedicated to creating fashion accessories as well as jobs for several indigenous communities in Mexico, beginning with the people of Oaxaca. The purpose of this entire project is to preserve cultural traditions and colorful textiles that highlight parts of the country, provide education, and encourage fair trade and traveling exhibition. At this time, the organization is seeking financial support through Kickstarter and is conducting exhibitions in various cities in the United States. In the promotional video, Pavón talks about how the exhibit allows visitors to learn more about Oaxaca's wonderful culture through a virtual tour. The exhibition, Through Frida's Eyes, is actually inspired by the late Mexican painter Frida Kahlo and will end on August 20th. Currently, Pavón is working with Nahuatl weavers from Teotitlan, embroiderers and sewers of Tehuantepec, a place which is considered the center of the Zapotec culture and is known for women's traditional dresses, the same kind used by Frida Kahlo. According to a press release, Pavón was inspired to create this product line when she realized that the techniques and ecological materials used by locals were on the verge of extinction. This due to the globalization of textiles that are toxic to the environment and European designers who are plagiarizing the culture. To learn more about the initiative, don't forget to visit their page www.mexicoculturayorgullo.com. We'll be right back with more information on Mexico and the world after these few messages. Stay with us.
Audio Jungle.